Hi guys, my name is Amaya and I created this YouTube channel to basically share my experiences during the lockdown in London and to also encourage other people to do the same. So if you want to take part in this, please comment below, say hi, just connect. You know, this is about all of us connecting together. And if you have a video diary, also you can add the link down below in the comment section. And if you want to sort of take part in this project or sort of encourage all the people to take part, hit the like button, subscribe, so that other people can access this and connect, especially at a time now when a lot of people are isolating and might be feeling a bit lonely. I think it's a good time for us to all connect and feel a bit less lonely. So today's day 5 in London, in the lockdown in London. And day 5 has been a bit up and down today. I've had my moments, like I always say. The day started really good. I woke up in a really good mood today. I don't know why. I think feeding the animals in the park yesterday really helped me. I was feeding the birds and the ducks and the swans and the cheeky little squirrels that were like jumping on me literally because they were so hungry. So I made a video about that yesterday and that really helped me. So today I woke up feeling quite cheerful and I decided to just spend the day cleaning my flat, which is something I've been putting off because, you know, with everything that has been happening, all the crazy energies and all the ups and downs with my 3 members of my family not feeling well, being in hospital and so on with the coronavirus. The last thing I wanted to do, to be honest, was to clean my flat. I did keep the kitchen and the bathroom tidy, but everything else, I was just like, whatever, you know. So today, I don't know where I got the energy from, but it was welcome. It was welcome, and so I thought, just do it. And so I started cleaning my flat, and what I do is I always like to play sort of uplifting music when I clean my flat anyway, but even now more at this time. And I love trance music. I like all types of music, but for like kind of cheering me up and for dancing and that, I love trance music. So I play some Armin van Buuren on YouTube whilst I'm cleaning, and usually I get to dance a little bit around the flat when I'm cleaning. So sometimes I have to stop the Hoover just to have a little dance and then go back to cleaning, and that, you know, sometimes it takes me forever to clean the flat because I just get so much into the music. So I was doing that. I was kind of cleaning, tidying, and then I got a call from my neighbor 2 doors down who I've been supporting because she's got the virus and she's living on her own like me. And anyway, we've been in touch for the last few days, and I've been trying to be there for her. And so she just needed to speak to someone, and she gave me a call, and we ended up having a chat, you know, for a little while. And which actually made me think that talking to her made me actually realize how well I'm handling this situation, and like how many tools I've got that help me, because I've been on a kind of self-development process for about 17 years, and I've used a lot of different tools and modalities of like self-development, be it spiritual or not spiritual, just any you know. I've used a lot of different tools, let's say, over the years, and so I kind of have, you know, what I call a toolbox, and not a real one, like just, you know, a toolbox full of things that can help me sort of stay balanced and positive and especially calm, because at this time I feel like we all need to be calm. The more fear, the more anxiety that we feel, it creates an anxious fear, collective energy, which doesn't really help anybody. So I think the more we can stay calm as much as possible and, you know, care about our loved ones, but in a loving way, not in a fearful way, then, you know, that has like a knock-on effect. And the more we do this, the more the collective energy will be more supporting and more loving rather than fearful. But anyway, that's my view on it. So talking to my neighbor kind of helped me realize how many tools I have to deal with a situation like this, which is actually unprecedented. We've never been through this before. But somehow, I mean, I went through the sort of first panic stages the first week, where I was freaking out about getting enough food because the supermarkets were emptying basically, and people were raiding the supermarkets. And I went on like survival mode. Food, and I need to get some food, which is quite normal, of course. And so the first week was quite stressful like that. And then obviously 3 members of my family got the virus and they've been in hospital and so on. They are still in hospital. So that was quite stressful as well. But then I started sort of practicing the things that, that got me out of depression, they got me out of anxiety, they got me out of the stress. So the things that I've learned over the years that help me stay calm, stay centered, and stay balanced. And so talking to my neighbor, I kind of realized, wow, I mean, today I woke up and I was feeling okay. And my relatives, my close relatives are still in hospital. So I could just be going into dread and fear and anxiety and just think of the worst for them, But, one thing I've learned from working with energy as an energy healer is that, if we project something negative towards someone, like worrying about them, for example, that's not going to help them, because that creates a fear, worry energy that's actually affecting them. So if I can stay calm and I can wish the best for my family, and I can think, I just hope they recover soon, and I send them love instead of fear, they might have a better chance to recover. And that multiplies, or like that magnifies for the whole world, really. Like at the moment there's a lot of panic and fear in the world, but if we can all sort of focus more on love, and I know it sounds cheesy and whatever, but it's just the truth, because we are energy, and what we think we become. And we have very powerful minds, human beings, that can practice telepathy and things like that. So we are very powerful beings, although we are told we're not, but we are. So by thinking, by wishing the best for people, and by sending out love, and by sending out hope, and all of these things, we have a better chance as a race, to survive this thing. So anyway, that was kind of nice. And but then in the evening, as I kept carrying on cleaning and whatever, then I got news that my oldest sister, was in the emergency room in the hospital. So basically her wife got the virus last week. They were at home together, quite isolated in the countryside in a house, and my sister had to take her wife to the hospital, which was a bit far away, but they went there, and she just had to leave her there, because in Spain, where I'm from, once you got the virus and you go into hospital, you're isolated. You can't have any visitors. So my sister went back home, but what happened, by that point, she had caught the virus as well. And then she was self-isolating on her own in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere. So that was a bit worrying as well. And I haven't heard from her for a couple of days, because my older sister and I, we kind of said, let us just give us news. We don't want to bother you because you're not feeling well and you might not want to be on the phone. So just keep us up to date. And today I got a text saying I'm in the emergency room in the hospital in A&E. And they're doing tests and I might have to stay here. So weirdly enough, her wife is in the same hospital, and they have to be there at the same time in separate rooms. They can't be together because her wife is getting better, and they think that if my sister then comes into the same room, her wife could get worse. So, and they haven't got any kids or anything, so it's just them two at the moment in the family. And so being in the same hospital with a virus that nobody knows, how it works really, we don't really know. And having to be separated in separate rooms. And it's just, the whole thing is so surreal. And then on the other hand, I got news that my cousin, who has pneumonia and was in hospital with the virus, quite ill, has been sent home with pneumonia By the way, my sister also has been diagnosed with pneumonia. So this is where the virus gets into the lungs, right? And that's the problem with this virus, I guess. So my cousin, who was in hospital, admitted the other day because he couldn't breathe, has pneumonia, was having diarrhea as well from the medication for the pneumonia, and was quite unwell. They've sent him home because they literally said, we need the bed. So things are so bad in this hospital in Spain, well, in Spain in general, but things are so bad in the hospital where he is, that they are actually habilitating the waiting room with beds for more patients. So there's no waiting room anymore. Now it's all full of beds. And they just sent him home, and he's quite unwell. So it goes to show that this is what doctors and nurses are saying, that they are they are in a position now where they are asked to make these choices, to choose who stays in hospital and who doesn't stay, and who lives and who dies, basically. So it's not great, but there is nothing anybody can do because the hospitals in Spain at the moment are just overloaded. So started the day really well, but then this happened, and again, I have to be very mindful of how I use my energy and what I project, because I want them to get well. So I don't want to project fear. I don't want to project worry. I don't want to start with like, oh my God, you've got pneumonia, you're in hospital, you're going to die, and all this stuff, because that's not going to help them at all. So I'm very mindful of my thinking and my feelings, and I'm really trying to stay balanced and to stay centered. And to do, the way I see it with this situation is like, I can only do what I can only do. So by being there for them, that's already something. So for example, I've been texting and sending voice messages to my cousin who was at home by now, and to my sister who was waiting to be admitted in hospital. She was in the emergency room. And so we exchanged some messages, and I'm just giving them trying to help them calm down and say, I'm here if you need me, and call me anytime, and I'm here. And I think when you're feeling unwell and you're on your own, like my sister is right now, that's all you need to know, isn't there? The people are there for you. That anytime you can just pick up the phone and they're there. Because there's not much else that we can do right now, and especially for me living in London and them living in another country, in Spain. Physically, I can't go there. There's no planes. And even if I went there, I wouldn't be allowed to go into the hospital to visit them. So, yeah, the way I see it is that I need to stay balanced, because that's going to help them more, and just send them sort of thoughts of recovery, positive thoughts, and also like say, listen, I'm here anytime, just call me if you want to talk about it, because it is a very scary virus. I mean, today when my neighbor called me, it's because she was worried about her health, because she's got really bad chest as well, and the ambulance came the other night, but they didn't take her to the hospital. They just left her at home, and this is what's happening. So anyone out there, don't get sick. I mean, don't get sick apart from the virus, because we might get the virus. But any other illnesses at the moment are not really being treated in hospital, because there's just no capacity. So it's just not the right time to either break a leg or have a fall, or or whatever, or get any. So just be mindful of that. And it's been a weird day, but we keep going on. We just keep. And yesterday on the news we heard the British Prime Minister has is tested positive for the virus, for coronavirus, which I think, bless him. I mean, I'm not right wing or anything, but I just wish him the best. I never wish anything bad to anybody, even if I don't agree with their political views or whatever. we are all on the same boat in the end, you know. We're all human beings, but it kind of got, yeah, is in a way is interesting to see that, you know, this thing that I put on my channel, we are in this together. Yeah, we are in this together. Even the Prime Minister is getting it, and you know, senior members of the government as well. The Chief of Health Staff, or whatever the title is. I mean, the person that was overseeing the whole virus pandemic thing in the UK, so that's kind of quite serious. But yeah, anybody can get it, and yeah, and I think that's why I wanted to start this channel, so that we can all connect and we can all share these experiences. And as time goes on, because this is going to go on for a little while, as time goes on, we can check in and you know, and we can even share resources and links for like useful things and things that we can use when we are isolated, you know, to make our lives a little bit more manageable and a little bit more positive. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm really hungry. I'm going to make some dinner and I'm just going to chill because it's been a busy day with all that cleaning. And yeah, day 5 is over. Day 6 tomorrow, Sunday. I look forward to that. I'm grateful just for today that I'm healthy, that I'm well, and that I've got food in the fridge and I've got everything I need. I've got good friends. I've got nice family, you know, close relatives, and yeah, I've got a lot. So I'm very grateful, even though with everything happening. I think it's very important to remember what we have and celebrate it. And with that, I'll leave it there. Stay well, stay healthy, and see you tomorrow. Namaste. Bye.